What's going on, guys? My name is Eldenero and welcome to episode 89 of my Leicester City career mode on FIFA 15. I want to apologise for there being no video yesterday and for this video being a little bit later than usual. Kind of a long story, but I was out with my friends the other night and one of them got attacked and I spent the night in hospital with him and he's alright now, but yeah, so I had been in hospital that whole night and didn't get any sleep, so I just came back, went to sleep straight away, and only kind of got back into the swing of making videos today. So if you want to leave a like on the video to like support the series or whatever, that would be pretty cool. But in this episode we will go into the January transfer window, and also we'll be taking a look at a list of potential clubs that I could join when I do choose to leave Leicester City, and I would like your feedback on them because I have an idea in my head that I'd like to run by you guys and see what you think, but ultimately your opinion is going to be far more influential on my decision than mine, because this series is very much your series and things like that. So we come into the second half of this game against West Ham United, and they came on the attack with an Andy Carroll shot, forcing a great save from Jack Butland as it goes just wide. West Ham used to be a team like I'd be really afraid to come up against because they were so good, and now it's like they're alright, but if you just keep the ball away from Andy Carroll most of the game, you should do alright, because for some reason he's amazing in the game from long shots, like whatever, with his feet, heading the ball. Obviously he's amazing with that. But in the 57th minute of this game, Mike Canalete crosses the ball into Danny Ings, whose looping header goes over the goalkeeper and gives us the lead. And it felt like it had been a long time coming, like it took a lot to break West Ham down, but that's just because I've started to struggle a lot in post-patch FIFA, and I talk about it a lot, and like I am sorry for doing it. It's kind of annoying for me that I go from winning the league as easily as I did to struggling in certain games. But in the 61st minute, Mike Canalete put the game beyond all doubt as he found the back of the net to make it 2-0. And then in the 74th minute, Yassine Benzia, who had come on off the bench, sees his shot go just wide of the post as he attempted to make it 3-0, but could not do so. And then we come up to the 90th minute of the game with Bertrand Traore taking on Cresswell in defence and getting onto his favoured left foot before seeing his... It's always favoured left foot. No one ever says favoured right foot, or like, oh, he's got a sweet right foot. Like, no one ever says stuff like that. It's really weird. But yeah, that's how that game ended, a 2-0 victory for us, which is really good. And as we enter January, or we're just about to enter January, we find that Jeffrey Schlupp wants to stay at the club, which is really, really good, because like I've always said, you know, he has been there from the start. And we also take a look at the tournament tree in the Champions League to find that we have drawn Bayern Munich in the second round of the knockout, so that is going to be incredibly different. But to start off the transfer activity, I made a bid for DeAndre Yedlin, getting rid of Sam Byram in the purpose, or you know, potentially getting rid of him. And I know a lot of people will say, but Byram's really good, you should get rid of Jenkinson instead, and I kind of agree, but Byram's sitting there on like 80 grand or 50, 60 grand, something like that, and he's only 80 rated, whereas Yedlin is going to be a huge improvement on that. Even if Yedlin is a couple of ratings below him, you can see by his stats that he has everything necessary in the adequate stats to be an amazing player for us. But we go into our next game, and it is against Norwich City. We're top of the league. They are rock bottom of the league with 7 points, although I find it very interesting that they're 20th in the league with just 7 points from 19 games or whatever it is, and bizarrely they have a -2 goal difference. You reckon it would be a lot lower than that if they're bottom of the league? Like, they must have lost every single game and then won one game like 24-0 or something. It's such a weird goal difference for the team who's bottom to have, I think. Like, I'm trying to figure out how it works. I can't really do maths in my head or anything that involves counting or problem solving, but I just don't see how it's possible. If someone wants to explain that to me in the comment section, I'd be grateful. But yeah, so Norwich started piling on the pressure from around the 10th minute onwards. Kyle Lafferty in this game just decided to play out of his skin. If I could make a montage from this match of things that would happen, it would be a montage of Kyle Lafferty bullying anybody off the ball. Like, any single player that you can think of, he bullied them all off the ball at some point, and it was pretty ridiculous. But their pressure started to grow and grow and grow, and in the 57th or the 58th minute, the ball comes to Olsen, who plays it into Bradley Johnson, who has a look up inside the box. He gets his pass into Kyle Lafferty, and his shot deflects off Martinelli to find the back of the net and give the visitors the lead. And that was really, really frustrating, because Martinelli had a brilliant game before that point, and although Norwich were definitely valued for their lead, it was just really frustrating to see the ball go in off the man who was pretty much the star man of the game thus far. But in the 65th minute, Hooper's header went just wide, and then in the 68th minute, we decided to actually try and get some momentum going forward, and Mike Canalete's shot was saved by the goalkeeper. And then in the 73rd minute, the ball comes into Bradley Johnson once more, who plays a great great ball into Gary Hooper, whose shot goes straight into the back of the net from the near post, fooling Jack Butland and even me. I thought that had gone into the side net, and I kind of sighed in relief, but I couldn't believe it had gone in, and I couldn't believe how much Norwich were taking the game to me, because they're bottom of the table, and we tried to get a counter-attack going in the 78th minute, but Traore's through ball was intercepted, and then Jack Butland fumbled this weird cross shot, leading to a rebound chance from Lafferty, which was cleared off the line. And then in the 82nd minute, they continued their relentless, aggressive pressure in this game when Redmond's cross found Johnson in the box, and it comes out to Cameron Jerome, I think that is, or maybe it's just someone else called Jerome, who gets brought down inside the box, and the referee sees fit to award a penalty kick, which I found incredibly harsh, because if I didn't do anything at that point. I was barely even holding the controller or paying attention, but I don't think that that's a penalty from Koyate on Jerome. I just don't see how the referee can decide that that is definitely a penalty. And Gary Hooper steps up, and with 5 minutes to go, we are 3-0 down against the team who are bottom of the league, and thus we've actually given them a positive goal difference as a result of that game as well. But I tell you what, I've struggled on FIFA recently, and I've mentioned it so much. That game exemplifies that. That game is just the epitome of post-patch FIFA for me and my experience of it so far, and I don't even know how much of it is in my head or whatever, but we didn't have Villalba in that game, and that's fair enough. But if you look at my record against Norwich, you'd be very surprised to learn that they beat me 3-0 at any point, especially at home, especially when it's my second defeat of the season overall. I just don't get it. The first defeat came in the last episode as well, so there's a definite shift in our form and the way that it's going. But I offered DeAndre Yedlin a contract. I had to make another offer for Zivkovic, and now we're going to look at some of the clubs whose jobs are available. There's Arsenal, there's Liverpool, and there is Manchester United of the England jobs. Now there's also Tottenham, and I think it's just Tottenham who are left, but they do have Gonzalo Higuain. But the one that interests me the most out of those in the English clubs is Manchester United, because it first came into my head. I first got the idea from the fact that in FIFA 13, my first ever career mode series ever, I managed Leicester City, and I moved from Leicester to Manchester United, and it was pretty good, and I never got to finish that career mode because of some stupid bullshit. But I just think it would be really good, because Man United have so many players who are on the verge of retiring now. We're 5 years ahead from reality. So you've got Rooney, Van Persie, Javier Hernandez, all these players in their 30s. Then you have players like Nick Powell and Jesse Lingard, who don't look like they're really good enough to play for United. So you've got a lot of deadwood to shift from there, and a lot of players to replace, a lot of quality players to replace. So it could be just a really interesting opportunity to rebuild a team that's never actually properly been rebuilt, because Van Gaal hasn't won the league with United in this career mode, and they haven't really recaptured any of their previous form from previous years. So that's the one that interests me the most, but I want to know what you guys think. Obviously there was a lot of Italian teams in there as well. If you think any of those would be worth a go, do let me know. I don't want to do Napoli because Docs went there last year in FIFA 14, and I just don't really see the point in repeating exactly that. But whatever, let me know. Do leave a comment, and please do let me know, because we are going to be moving from Leicester at the end of this season regardless of what happens. But as you see, we've entered this game against Everton at Goodison Park, and Tom Ince gave us the lead in the 10th minute with a really nice goal. They have this player Romeron. If anyone knows who he is he is he a real player? I don't know, but he is absolutely mind-bogglingly incredible on this game. I hate the phrase unplayable. It's one of those commentary cliches, and even though I use a lot of cliches, it'd be hypocritical for me to hate cliches, but the term unplayable is stupid to me. But if any player was to sort of be the personification of unplayable in this series, or this episode at least, it'd be that Romeron guy, because he is just unbelievable. I had such a difficult time playing against him in this game. But in the 35th minute here, Gibson plays the ball into Pardo, whose header forces a fantastic last minute save from Jack Butland, and he's really come into his own. He's had some weird moments like that one in the last match against Norwich, where he just fumbled a basic kind of cross, but he's been really, really good, and he's had some great standout moments in matches before that. But we come up to the hour mark in this game with Ross Barkley playing the ball out to Luke Garbutt, who plays it back into Barkley, whose cross gets put into the back of the net by Andrew Robertson, and it was a real shame, but it's one of those ones where there's just nothing you can do. The pressure from Romeron on Robertson led to that. But I didn't control him or anything. It just happens because of the pressure, and it's a shame there's nothing you can do about it. But we come up to the 63rd minute of the game with Barclay's shot hitting the post, and then Romaron's rebound getting knocked over the bar from Sam Byram with a great intervention from him. But from the corner kick, Morales' cross gets headed into the back of the net by Ross Barkley, and that pretty much seemed to put the game beyond all doubt from us. And it was annoying because, having lost against Norwich City, I really wanted to recover that loss and try and get back to top of the league, provided that Chelsea didn't do as well. But in the final 10 minutes of the game, we came bombing forward with Bertrand Traore, who did really well to take it round Bradley, who's another tank as well. But he gets into the box and crosses it in towards Jeffrey Schlupp, whose header finds the back of the net to get us a goal back, and perhaps only a consolation goal. Sadly enough for us, it was only a consolation goal. We get 2 defeats in a row for the first time in I honestly do not know how long. But it's just proving to be a real struggle this season is, and I think maybe moving clubs at the end of the season is probably the best thing for the series, because it gives me an opportunity to try new things with a new team, and adapt to this new style of FIFA in a much better way, in my opinion. But if you guys enjoyed the episode, please do leave a like on the video, and if you have any opinions whatsoever on what club I should go to from the ones shown, do let me know. I did also reload it and go back in and have a look, and the only other club that was there that wasn't there before was Monaco, and I don't want to go to Monaco for obvious reasons. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. I've been El Dinero. Thanks for watching.